LorriMarie Jenkins has agreed to a cross-channel challenge with us. Our bag of scraps, offcuts, and well, a bit of this and that come together in a tag for us. The bag is now on its way to Lori's table. See what she could make. Stay tuned and check out the link at the end.
Hello, this is P.
And I am M. Mariah. Together we are PM Artist Studio. Please remember the easiest way to show us your support is by clicking the link below and commenting. Now let's get started. Look at all that stuff.
Look at all that stuff.
We've been gathering for weeks. Like little squirrels. Studio squirrels.
I'm really, I was just, when I was going through that, I was going, wow, I can't believe I put that in there. What did I do that for? Because I was too lazy to find the place it needed to go.
Probably. So there's some good bits in there for sure. We actually have multiple bags that look basically like this. Now this is kind of like a combo bag. Because usually we break it up into kind of projects and little offcuts. Because that's what it is. Offcuts, scraps. There's a piece of the cheesecloth that was from the project that we just finished up with the other swap and make with the lovely ladies over there at Judy Pease and Lisa from Serious Heccup. But now I did throw some of these in the bag because I felt like, as part of the challenge or whatever, it should include the stuff that I sort of made from too, which are hardware store paint swatches. Every time we go there, we had to go pick up the washers for the alcohol ink thing, which is the other little bit that's over there, because we were like, we didn't really have plans or anything. Usually when we ink something, it is specifically for something. Yes. But this was just a demo, so that's what the little, the embossed and inked yogurt.
Yeah, the half moon thing.
Also,
upper right corner, yogurt.
Noosa still has not reached out to me.
Well, hope.
Come on, Noosa.
Did a nice job of patching that together, Mark.
I've only done, a few of these. I'm becoming quite... This is process. I could do a whole video on, the proper way to...
glue two paint swatches
together to make a long tag.
Oh, this is funny. We send the baby in there. Well, when she was little and we would go, she loved to go over there and mess around with those things. And we brought some home, and then we started using them. And
yeah, we're like, these things are awesome. But she's terrible. You can't send her alone because she only grabs one or two. And I'm like, no, you need 3 or 4 of each color, so that way you have a good representation.
And inevitably, they're pink.
Okay, so now this is the blotter cloth from doing the inking that was just this last live stream. So if you want to go check out and see how all that was made, there's a video to that. I'll put it in the description box below. But what was crazy is we decided that one of the alcohol inks is, I don't know, either kind of dried up or something's wrong with it. I don't know.
It had a very gooey nose.
It was not properly sealed, maybe.
It was Senorita Magenta.
Well, so it was kind of crusty, and you'll see as this goes along, kind of powdery stuff around, and then I start wiping it up because I'm like, whoa. I mean, I've had that experience before that you don't leave that stuff about unless you want it on everything.
Yeah, because Mariah cleans her board with alcohol anyway sometimes when she can't get stuff off.
Yeah.
And that will reactivate it.
Yeah, and then you have a whole, maroon.
So, FYI, don't spill your martini.
You're drinking
your blotter cloth, because it'll...
Drinking and crafting, it'll reactivate.
You'll have a magenta mess.
Well, this was more maroon. I think there was some eggplant thrown in. Now, my thought with this, I brought the alcohol ink markers in, and so this is a little scrap piece of when we were testing out stencils and some of the different paste. Now, I believe this really is the light and fluffy, which is our favorite. So, because it has a nice high rise on it and everything.
Oh, this is on the actual paper towel.
Well, no, on the pieces that I'm doing right now, those 3 that I tore. So it has, but I went over the top of the stenciled.
Okay, well that's why I don't recognize it. It doesn't look the same. Because
I knew that I was going to be probably going over the top of this because it was a little powsy-wowsy and, it needed more. that's why it was kind of a scrap piece, because like it was not done. Wasn't really any greatness to it.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I did is I did a little 3-color fade with the alcohol ink markers there on top of that particular section, because I know that I'm going to be coming back in with the napkin.
I want to look at it.
Oh, it's right there.
I was trying to see what you were doing there.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you decided not to use it.
And here
the yarn?
Not yet. I think I'm gonna put a.
Oh, you're gonna put a pulley thing on.
Yeah, I think so. I just had to see. Look, there was like I was going. What is this? It's some kind of dusty stuff on me, and it was also very interesting because that was all the same paper towel, but how look you can still see the pattern in that particular one.
Well, it may be the one that you're using. The other one is the back, and you only see the pattern on one side.
Is that true?
It's true.
I don't know that to be true.
The back side is kind of just dotted.
Now, the other key thing here is you saw I went over and did the kind of bloppy blop blop with the glue stick. Typically, I'm not a huge glue stick fan, but if you want fluffy napkin collaging, that's the way to get it done. Because if you start using any of the wet, more like PVA type glues,
yeah, it's going to become hard.
Yeah,
stiff,
it slicks and then it darkens it, and then you don't have that fluffy texture. I love to achieve multiple textures. I enter every project thinking, how can I achieve that? And I love the whole idea of it, one type of texture flowing into another.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's a texture.
That's a texture.
Texture has sound.
Texture does have sound. That's right. We're turning into one of those ASMR type, video things. So that's kind of the basic layout, and I knew that I wanted to sort of tuck. Now you gave me that piece. I didn't like that piece because I don't feel like that piece is done.
It wasn't working. Yeah, I don't know why.
No. And I was going to have to do some weird stuff to it. So I threw it in the bag for LorriMarie. So if she wants to use that, please know that it is not that is not artwork.
It's a beginning.
It's a beginning. It was a tester piece.
I had a lot of fun scratching around on it.
Example.
It definitely needs some black.
It needs it needs some things. But the colors were there. Because again, we did it at the same time. So.
That's fine gel print that you've got there, Marie.
Well, yes, you handed that over to me.
Well, it was on top.
Now
it was going to become
I think I put some of the leftover pieces of that, but I didn't have much back in the bag.
The orange thing?
Yeah. So LorriMarie will have to come up either with her own or I don't know.
I can probably come up with some orange scraps.
I think she'll be all right. She probably wants to use some of her own stuff.
True. LorriMarie, are you a gel print person?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I think if anybody's been around long enough that they have dabbled on the plate.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
I certainly wouldn't without you. I don't really care for it. I like watching it. I like using it. I just have no, But that line in the middle was driving me nuts. I'm thinking you had like a brayer situation.
Probably.
But look how wonderful that all went. And I didn't even mind that the words were coming through. At first I was like, well, maybe I should layer it up enough that you don't see it. But I don't mind. That's the key to doing the paper towel collaging, is that you just kind of go along, glue some, pull it, and then whatever gets stuck to your finger, you just kind of gotta flick off. Just don't think you're gonna save it. Oh goodness, I knew you were going to that. As soon as I led into that, and then I was thinking,
yeah,
she's gonna talk.
Say that.
She's so inappropriate. That's fine.
I taught junior high
Yeah, she liked those kids.
I did. They liked me too.
They're all
we laughed about
inappropriate
the
together.
same things.
I got more of my dad's like, oh, that's inappropriate.
Yeah, bodily fluids are not discussed.
Oh, hey, one of the other keys with using these paint swatch things is if you want the color to stay nice and clean, you must clean as you go. It's wonderful because it's like paint. If we're inspiring you, by the way,
Yeah, it's
click
matte.
below. Yeah, it is very matte, like matte paint. So you must keep it clean. It's also a little funky when if you plan on Mod Podging over it. If lines bother you, don't do it.
Well, you should get glossy. I'm sure.
No, I've tried it all.
Oh.
Remember in Mountain Sunrise? And I was so mad that I had Mod Podged over those. But that one, it had to be done. Anyway, just some stuff to keep in mind. Little tips and tricks from your friends here at PM Artist Studio. Stopping by.
Free for the price.
That's right.
I can't remember who said that. It's one of my kids. Oh, look at that.
I know.
Yeah.
See? All that card making back in the day.
Yeah.
My fade work. Pretty proud of that there. I forget how wonderful the alcoholic markers are. Now, what I do need to do is come back in and probably, at the very least, maybe put some dimensional along those edges that I just did with the markers. They tend to fade. They are not light fast. Remember, because we've gone back to some of those.
Yeah.
I mean, some do better than others, but best rule of thumb is you should seal it with something.
Yeah.
Because most likely it's not going to hold the color.
And you should say that the yogurt lid is sealed.
Yeah, well, you're going to see that here in just a moment.
Oh,
I showed the whole process.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what I was doing. I was making gel prints.
Yes. And handing me over things when I needed them.
And I told her I was bored doing that, so I had to do something else, and I could multitask.
But see how nice that the texture paste shows through at the bottom. It also had, like, you can feel the texture. It's so wonderful how the napkin kind of hugs around and fills in the space. And that's why I came back in with the, what is it, the brush.
Yes, you pounded on it.
Yes.
With the stenciling brush.
Yes, stippling.
Well, that big fat brush it's really made for stenciling.
Oh, okay.
Heavy duty stenciling. I've never used it for that, but
Yeah. And now I was trying to pop the bubbles. But I think most of them worked out because it does. I mean, they say it's dimensional. I think that's mainly more meant towards the look versus the actual. Like, it does not.
it does not stick out.
Because it flattens out quite a bit. Sorry, we are just having allergies today. So there you go. Look at that. And there it is all done. See? Does not hold the dimension all the way. And I got it right up to the edge there. I was pretty proud of that.
Good job. I would have suggested doing that before putting it on. And I would, LorriMarie, if you're listening to this, I would do that beforehand. Then you'll have a lot of, and you can use matte. If you don't want it shiny, you can use matte.
Well, I wouldn't on anything sparkly because it eats up the sparkle.
It does. You won't have the nice gold. But you know what you could do? You could do both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put shiny on the gold. And
There you go.
yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you
If
for
you
watching.
haven't already, liked this video, comment below. We really, really love those. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget
to ring that bell.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.